Hello, hello. Thank you for watching the replay. Instagram is telling everyone that I'm live. I see that I'm live. Hello, welcome, let the light shine. Hi, Rumi Quotes. Hi, India. This is special. I'm so excited that you're here because this is what we were talking about earlier. We're going to have a little Koshi Chime lesson. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Christine. Hi, Marcus. Hi. Welcome, everyone. Yes, I love your enthusiasm, Rumi Quotes. All of that. Hi, sister. Yay. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Crystal. So glad you're here. Here we are. Great. Okay. I'm so glad that you all are here. Welcome, Akasha. Hi. Aloha, friends. Yay. Okay. Hi, Chalice Grove. I'm like, keep seeing people that I love, and I'm like, hello, welcome. Okay. So I'm so excited to have this time to connect with you all. And first of all, happy full moon in Aries. And I just got to tell you all, whoo, it is hot. It is a hot and muggy day here in Maui. And so I just finished cleaning my house and I'm like, whew. And I got inspired to teach a little bit about the Koshi Chimes in my new glasses. So drop an emoji if you are familiar with the Koshi Chimes. Ooh. Drop an emoji if you are familiar with this little instrument. I see one. Just one person. I should have said give a heart. There's Akasha, of course. You played them tonight in class. Yes, here we go. There we go. Yay. Okay, so this is just me being picky. Yes, we definitely heard it in sound baths. Yes, definitely. I usually play these at the beginning and the end. So I just have two because I really like the sound of these two. My previous partner had all four, and I just resonated always with the air and the fire element. They have, each one of the Koshi Chimes has a little color inside of the O. So this is the fire one, has the red in there. And then here, you can hear it has a little bit of a different sound. This one is yellow. It's kind of hard to see because of the bamboo, but it's yellow. And so this is for air. So what happens inside the Koshi Chime, if you're unfamiliar, it has, I don't know if you can see this way. It has 8 different little chimes. It's like a wind chime inside of a cylinder. So it has all these little chimes inside of it, and it's a scale. And so then it has a little glass piece inside of there that rings, and that's why it has this kind of echoey sound. So, first of all, if you're going to be playing the Koshi Chimes, always make sure that the piece of wood, this little dowel rod here, is straight so that the string is hanging straight down. Because if you pick it up and it's, gotten sideways inside of your sound healing stuff or whatever, so I just bent it to the side, and I'm just gonna pick it up, but it doesn't have as nice, it sounds beautiful because it's a wonderful instrument, and it also will sound much better if we straighten it out so that the weight can hang straight down. So that's one thing to always check for. And the other thing too is when you're first going to use these, is to make sure that it hasn't, in its travel, that it hasn't gotten where you can see that the little glass cylinder right there, it's not a cylinder, it's like a plate kind of thing, but it's up at the top and it can actually get caught. It's caught now. No sound. So you always want to check, make sure that it's in the right place. So, so a lot of times these are very easy to play. They're very intuitive, so it seems kind of even silly to do a little lesson on it. And I'm just kind of particular about the way that I play them and the way that I love to play them and the way that I love to hear them. So I thought maybe somebody else would want to know that too. So a lot of times, you know, this is how they're played. Which sounds magical and wonderful. And you could add 2 of them. And while that is magical and wonderful, if you play them, it's almost like, so for me, I feel like my sound healing instruments, to me, they have spirits. Like, they are sentient beings, whether it's crystal singing bowls or tuning forks or anything else. Doesn't matter what kind of material they're made out of or whatever. To me, they have a consciousness, they have an energy, and they have a song. And so while it is super easy to play Koshi Chimes like that by just moving your hand around and swinging it and playing it and everything, to me there's a much more nuanced, more delicate way to invite the song of the Koshi Chimes to come through. And there's also like, I'm also like super into always making sure that as a practitioner, as a facilitator, that I always feel comfortable in my body while I'm playing, because whatever instrument, because if there's any pain or discomfort or my arms are getting fatigued or anything like that, yes, it can work out more. And I always want to make sure that discomfort isn't, because you're working with pure vibrations when you're doing sound healing. And so I want to make sure that I always feel really good inside my body while I'm playing. And so number one is, like, if I'm holding a Koshi chime out here and I'm playing it out in front of me and it's just my arm that's moving, this is not, if I was going to play them for a long time, it's not very sustainable. You know, it's like if you're just going to hold your arms out here like this for a long time, your arms are going to get tired. So, and also like doing like little tiny movements with your arm while you're playing, like my arm is already getting tired, you know, so doing these little tiny movements like this. So I like to play it coming from the center of my being. So a lot of times you'll see me rocking. Even if I'm going to play it in a circular motion. So that it's like the movement is coming from my center, as opposed to me moving my arm out here by myself. So, but the other thing is that, so to me, in the progression of my sound healing experience and sound healing journey, really getting comfortable with silence has been so important. and actually really resourcing and utilizing silence as a part of the sound healing. When I first started doing sound healing, it was just like me and my partner, constant stream of sound. And that was actually, it was good in its own way. And sound was also, silence was the most scary thing that I was trying to work with when I went out and did it on my own. So for the little Koshi chime, I really love to allow it to come in very, very slowly. And so and even just like picking it up, it's like I want to, when I pick it up, let me put it over here. When I pick it up, I want it to be not just right away, because sound is a medicine. Look, sound is a medicine, and so it needs to be dispensed. It needs to be dosed almost in a specific way, and not just like dump, like, you know, take the whole bottle, right? Or drink the whole cup. It's like just allowing it to come in and work on our psyches slowly so that we can open more deeply to the sound. Yeah, give me some hearts if you guys are resonating. I saw some hearts just there. So when I pick up the Koshi chime, when I'm doing a ceremony or if I'm doing a healing for someone or anything like that, I pick it up really slowly. And I pause it. Like you heard a little do 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 do, and then it stopped. And then, and I'm also not shaking it in a circle. I'm doing a back and forth. So I'm just working inside. When we looked inside of the cylinder, we saw those 8 chimes inside of there. I'm just working with 2 notes. And a dirt bike. I don't know if you guys could hear the dirt bike that just went by. Maui life. So I'm just working with these, there's 2 and a couple of little reverberation notes. And then I let that stop. And then we go again. Did you see how I let my arm absorb the motion to hold it still? The motion when I'm playing it is coming from my center. But then when I stop it, my arm becomes the center, my hand becomes the center point to absorb the rest of the movement so that the chime can stay still. Then I would go into another 2 set of notes. It has this like haunting quality when you play it like this. And then, if I'm only going to play 1, then I might start bringing in the circle. But it's really nuanced. It's really nuanced. I want to actually hit each individual chime inside of there, each little individual metal bar. So I'm like, but I'm pausing it in between, right? And then we can go again. Did you see that? That was like a big circle, and then we came in a smaller one. And there was a difference in the sound. You hear it again? I love that someone was like, moving them from your core makes the chimes sound much lighter than moving them with your arm or hand. Yes, yes. Okay, so we're gonna try that little spiral again. It's almost like I can see it in my mind moving up. Can you? And I'm visualizing the different metal bars inside of there. And now I'm actually gonna go try on a diagonal. Can you hear the difference? And it's also dependent on how you hold the string. More likely when I'm doing the back and forth, I'm holding it up higher. Then when I'm doing this spiral, I'm actually holding it using my ring finger and my pinky finger and holding it down here to absorb, and actually putting the string in my whole fingers to absorb more of the sound. Okay, so that pausing it between really makes a difference. Yes, right? Because it has this echo. And when you're playing these chimes, especially at the end of a sound healing experience, there's like, with the silence in between, it's just like with the reverberation and the echo sound, it's like nectar. It's just like, oh, we made it. We made it through the sound journey. So then, if I'm gonna play 2, right, you can really hear it. Now the refrigerator stopped. So we'll have a better sound. So in my new house, I will have a separate living room that is completely and totally the sound temple, and we won't have to sit next to the refrigerator. I'm not next to it, it's just right over there. But so then if I'm going to be playing 2, and I play them differently, you know, so it's like usually in the beginning, I play 1 of a sound journey. I'll play 1 Koshi Chime in the beginning of a sound journey, and then at the end of a sound journey is when I play 2. Because it's kind of like that sweet nectar reward. So then, again, I'm always checking. I'm about to pick this one up. I'm always checking inside of here. I'm just pinching it with my fingers to make sure that the bottom part down here is straight, and to make sure that this top part is straight so that you have full range. So I'm gonna pick this one up too, but I'm gonna add it into playing this one. This is so nerdy. This is like sound healing, nerding out. Okay. I hold this one completely still. The first one completely still, and I let the other one play. And then they take turns. This is where you have to be careful, because this is where you do. I'm like, where is this movement coming from? This movement is coming from my right hip. It's in my right hand. It's in my right hip. It's my right hip and my right shoulder is doing this. So I'm letting them take turns. Oh, that echo. And then they play together. And I want you to think about, because you're working with the whole scale inside of here. So maybe I actually want to twist this and hold it differently so that I'm working with two different notes. That's good, but let's find a better one. This is it. Do you hear the difference? So I'm really trying to have them be in a horizontal plane, right? So I'm trying not to move my hand too much. I really want to just be going forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, very specifically. Yes, the different notes are so great. And then so going in between the spiral, it really fills up the whole space. And then that stops. Hi, Kylie. So this one on the right is just adding a few notes in. And then we can do the left spiral. There's something about that back and forth that's just like hauntingly beautiful. And like any song, I feel like they're making a song. So, you have a certain amount of time that you're playing these. The spiral feels like your body is being stirred with a spoon. Yeah. So you think you have a certain amount of time that you're playing these. It's like a song, right? And so a song has, a beginning, the intro, and then I'm not a composer, so I just I feel like it's kind of like a storyline too, and then there's like the chorus, and then I think there's like a bridge. India, if you're still here, maybe you can help us. So then it's kind of like there's the intro. Still the same one. Just different notes. Switching. Right? Those hearts. It's like that's the chorus. We go back to something familiar. And then we add to it. And then adding more chorus. And see how soft that is? People like repetition because it makes them feel comfortable, but then they also like hearing new things because that opens new doorways. And then when you're ready to set one down, you want to set them down one at a time, very, very carefully. And one thing too is that when you set it down, you want to be really careful to place, see this is a metal ring here. You want to be really careful to place the metal ring down on the side of the chime. Otherwise you end up, if you just drop it, you end up with like a tick sound. So I'm going to put this one down. And then we'll switch it side to side. It's so wonderful to have some other people who have worked with these to offer their feedback too. And listen for when is the song finished? It's not like, okay, I gotta go. It's like, when is the song finished? And that's it. So, that was our little Koshi Chime lesson. Super sound healing, nerding out. And someone else was saying that you love to connect with the chakras in the different areas of the body. Definitely, when I'm able to do sound healing ceremonies for people, a lot of the times I'm tuning into like which chakras need to be communicating more, and so I might do that alternating playing between them, where it's like I might do over their head and over their heart, just back and forth. The heart one, the one that I am playing in front of their heart. And then tune that in with the one that's over their head. So it's kind of like as the chimes are having a conversation in between each other. When you're playing one chime for a certain chakra and you're playing another chime for another chakra, the chakras get entrained to the sound that is in the chime that is above them. And the chimes are having this conversation, so then those two chakras start having a conversation. Does that make sense? Yes. I don't have a stand to hold them because I don't want them to make any sound when I'm not using them. And now you're ready for bed. I know, they're so amazing. So even it's like, like if there's any kind of wind or any kind of vibration at all, they can be playing. And so for me, when I'm facilitating a sound healing journey, every single sound is super important. Like I said, it's like a surgical procedure. And so I don't, and different sounds do different things. And so if I had, my hesitation to have the chimes on a stand would be that they might play by themselves. Although I fully honor their sovereignty as chimes. For me, I'm also really like, I wouldn't want the chimes to play, if I was drumming and if I was walking by and the floor, something vibrated or something, and it caused the stand to move, and it caused the chimes to play. I wouldn't want that to happen. You're new to sound healing and you recognize that sound, but you didn't know that was what they were called. Yay! Welcome to the world of sound healing. So excited. When would I use the haunting sounds? I would use these. So for me, I use the chimes at the beginning and at the end. So it's kind of like signaling to people like, okay, we're preparing for liftoff, or we're coming in for a landing. And it really is kind of this. I might also do, this is something fun, nerding out. So this is a westernized rain stick. The Native American traditional instrument is the rain stick, which this has been made super futuristic, but this is a rain stick. And so, but one of the other ways that I might use a chime is with a rain stick. So I might do the rain stick a little bit by itself. Give some hearts if you like the rain stick. Hi, Happy Soul Lab. We have some of our Shamanic Star Sound alumni coming in the house. Was that Tulasi? So, I might play the rain stick for a little bit, and then you can buy this futuristic one somewhere. My students have found the link. I don't have the link off the top of my head. I know, right? So favorite. Okay, so, but I might be playing the rain stick. Hi, Desiree. Hi, Juanica. So you might be playing the rain stick, and you would need, so if you're playing the rain stick with the Koshi chime, you would need to play the Koshi chime a little bit more aggressively, so that, not like aggressively, but like a little bit, with a little bit more force, so that you can get the sound that you need. So, and then when the rain stick is slowing down, you can slow down your chime and really allow those kind of echoey sounds. So that's something fun that you can do. So That's our sound healing lesson on Koshi Chimes. I hope that that was helpful. I'm so glad to see so many people here who are familiar with sound healing, who are practitioners themselves, or who are just getting into sound healing. And just as a reminder, we are doing an enrollment where we are welcoming in new students to Shamanic Star Sound, which is my online sound healing course. We have some brand new guest teachers I'm super excited about. We have Oni and Marnie. And I really just feel like, after everybody's reactions to the debates last night and to everything that's going on and to all of we're really in a space of being in spiritual battle. It's like a spiritual battlefield. I don't like to say that, but it really is. And so I feel like the more people that we can have playing sound healing, the more sound healing practitioners that we can have, because you can do just like this. You don't have to do a whole lesson like me, but you could do a sound bath, right? The sound is very good. This is just on my iPhone. I don't have any kind of fancy sound healing equipment or a microphone or anything like that. You can just do an Instagram or a Facebook Live, and you can broadcast sound healing frequencies to help people to relax, to help people to integrate all of the cosmic frequencies, to help ground in the aggression and the polarity that's coming up in the collective right now. And so really it's like, I feel like sound healing is such a gift because it gives the people who are playing it, like whenever I play it, I feel more calm, more grounded, more centered, more able, because sound works on a level that your mind doesn't understand. And there's so much of what's happening right now that's so mental. It's so mental happening right now. There's everybody's ideas, everybody's opinions. And so in order to be able to, some of that information is very valuable and very appropriate and very needed and necessary. And in order to be able to digest and integrate all of the information and to be able to feel through all of the different frequencies that are in all of the different information, we have to be able to listen to ourselves, to our souls, to our hearts. And so sound, through exploring resonance, which sounds like beautiful harmonies, and through exploring silence, which can make us feel uncomfortable because it's like something's supposed to be happening. And through exploring dissonance. Dissonance is like when you're playing for me, when I'm playing two crystal singing bowls that are right next to each other on the scale, that creates a dissonant sound. And it can feel very uncomfortable. And that is also the same frequency that we experience when we're in a conversation with someone, when we're viewing something on the internet that feels dissonant. Then we can feel how that breaks us open a little bit. And we know, because we've experienced through sound, what it feels like to come back into harmony. And that experiencing dissonance actually makes that time when we come back into harmony that much more juicy and joyful, and it actually allows us to open more. So I really just feel like sound healing is like such a gift for us to be able to do for ourselves and for each other during this time. And so that's why I'm doing 2 different waves of the Shamanic Star Sound course. So we have wave 1, which is open now, and enrollment closes October 8th. And I'm super excited because we've just added the sound lab. We were not able to do things like this in class because our class was on Zoom, and the sound on Zoom was really only curated for voice. And so when you had 2 singing bowls, or even the rain stick, or even when you're using a rattle, when you have 2 sounds that are competing for each other to form resonant harmony, Zoom thinks that they're conflicting voices and it cancels them out so you don't hear anything. But not to be deterred, one of my dear friends, Simran, gave us the download about how to change the settings for Zoom. So we're going to be in the Sound Lab, which is basically like this, but we're all on Zoom, and we get to just play. You would get to play your sound healing instruments. I would play my sound healing instruments. Other people would play their sound healing instruments. We would offer feedback. Like someone on the live stream just now said that when you're playing from your center, when you're playing the chimes from your center compared to using your arm, the sound is much softer, which is something that I feel like I knew, but my mind didn't know that. So it was like to have someone say that back to me was like, oh, yes, of course, that's exactly what's going on. So the Sound Lab is one of my favorite places to be. I think there are 9 spaces left right now. So if you are feeling called to explore sound medicine more, to learn how to facilitate sound healing ceremonies or sound healing in general for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your community on the internet. I love technology, and I love that technology allows us to share these healing frequencies of sound healing medicine with people all over the world. Yes, I will definitely set an invitation in my stories for this. So yeah, it's also in my post. It's also in the link in my bio. You can go. The course is called Shamanic Star Sound. And I was really guided by Spirit to offer this twice at this time. I've never done a course 2 times in a row. And I was really guided by Spirit to offer this sound healing course 2 times right now, because it's like with the 2 courses and the 2 different sound labs that go with that. If you're an alumni, we also added the Sound Lab for you. So check that out. You can add that on special. Beginning the last week in October, I'm going to be sitting with the sound healing students of Shamanic Star Sound multiple times per week. Sometimes 1 time per week, sometimes 3 times per week. But we're going to be sitting. I'm going to be here with all of my instruments. Y'all gonna be there with all of your stuff, and you don't have to have instruments to be able to sign up. You can sign up. We have a whole section on voice, so you can sign up with just your voice, and you can feel into what kind of instruments you might want to get later. And you can also just be in the frequency of people who are holding a resonant, pure, harmonic field for our collective transformation and healing right now. So we're going to be sitting in the Sound Lab in sound healing circles every week, with the exception of the week of Christmas, from the end of October through the first week in January. Because I was just like, with the election, with Mars retrograde, with Saturn and Jupiter going into Aquarius, with all of the things, eclipse season is coming during that time. It's, as an astrologer, I see the forecast and I'm like, a storm is coming. So we better get to play in our sound healing instruments to help guide the collective through the transformational process. So if you are feeling called, led, or guided to dive in, to explore the world of sound healing, to be a part of holding this resonant harmonic space, the geckos agree, then I invite you to check out the link in my bio. The course is called Shamanic Star Sound. It would be so incredibly amazing to be in this space with you, to work on sound healing, to help you to learn how to play all of your instruments, and to be a part of holding, as keepers of frequency, as carriers of sound medicine, holding a resonant field, really anchoring humans to the resonant frequency of the earth during this time. It's so, so, so important. So I hope to see you there. Let me know if you have any questions. I love you all, and I hope that you're having an amazing day or night wherever you are. And if this was helpful for you, you're watching the replay and you have questions about Koshi Chimes, or there's something you want me to dive deeper into, or this was helpful for you, please let me know. I love you guys.